So I've been on the gram lately, which is not abnormal. I'm always on Instagram, but I've been on Instagram a little bit more than usual lately because I've been noticing a little something that's worth talking about. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, BMAC. And today we're talking about something you both love and hate. No, we're not talking about politics, although something just as frustrating. Today we're talking about the Instagram algorithm. Lately I've been doing a little bit of testing, a little bit of research. I've been noticing kind of a shift on Instagram in terms of the algorithm. Everything's kind of just a bundle of confusion, but here's the thing. Basically, the goal of the Instagram algorithm is to decide what kind of content is considered high quality and what content you would enjoy most. And the algorithm decides this basically in two parts, with part one, the obvious one, being likes. But there's a second part to the algorithm, what I would consider the number one thing you probably should focus on right now to further expand your Instagram audience that I think not too many people actually know about. So what is this second part of the algorithm? What is this number one thing you should be focusing on when building your Instagram audience? Interaction and engagement. So how do you use interaction and engagement to your advantage on Instagram to build your audience? Interaction and engagement on Instagram basically comes down to commenting and sharing. And this commenting and sharing in and of itself could be broken down into two different parts. Part one, commenting on and sharing other users' work. And part two, getting your followers and potential followers to comment on and share your work. For part one, when you're commenting on and sharing others' posts, there's actually a few reasons why you want to do this and how you should go about doing this. First and foremost, in case you haven't noticed on Instagram lately, we actually have a new top comments feature. Basically, a top comment is the comments you see underneath the post itself, which is pretty much related to that particular post. And that top comment could become a top comment based on the number of likes it got, or based on if you follow a mutual friend. There's a whole bunch of different factors that could go into that, but regardless, getting a top comment on a post is a huge opportunity because it basically attaches your username and your comment to that post and basically acts as free advertising. Think about this for a second. Let's say there's a very popular post which thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people are looking at and liking and commenting on. If you're the top comment on that post, that basically acts as a way to get your username and comment shared with the post, so it's almost like you're getting the same kind of traction and exposure as the post itself. And I gotta tell you, a couple different times I've seen a top comment from the same username on different photos within a niche that I follow, and I've clicked on their profile, and a couple times I've actually ended up following them because I'm like, hey, they have similar content, and their comment was pretty good for that post I found them from. So commenting and becoming a top comment presents several different opportunities to actually get more traction, more exposure for your brand on Instagram. But hear me out for a second here. You can't just comment anything. What you comment is very important. You cannot comment spam. Nobody likes spam. Not even the spam that's in the container at the grocery store. I don't know why they sell that. I don't think anyone even likes that spam. You do not want to have spam in your life, whether it's in the container form or in comment form on Instagram. And the other thing is too, everyone recognizes spam on Instagram these days. It is blatantly obvious when someone just copied and pasted whatever their comment was on that photo and about 100 other ones. It's very easy to see when someone's spamming. And when you're spamming, no one's gonna click on your profile because they look at you as a spammy account. So when you are commenting on Instagram on a piece of content, what you wanna do is like the piece of content, but then also think about why you like it and write a comment unique to that piece of content. I mean, if you're gonna stop to double tap on a piece of content that you like anyway, why not take a few additional seconds to comment something and potentially become a top comment on that post? Maybe it's a photo from a feed that has a photo theme and you love the colors that they use. Take my feed, for example. Let's say you saw one of my photos in your feed and you liked it and you wanted to comment something. Maybe just comment on what your favorite color on that photograph is, how you like the lighting, anything about it that's unique to that particular photo or piece of content. Or maybe you come across a comedy video on Instagram. Maybe comment something funny in return or what it was about the video that you found so funny. The point here is that not only could you be discovered through a comment or a top comment on a post, but that you're becoming a part of the Instagram community. Just like in your local neighborhood community, the more you start to interact with other people, the more you start to socialize, maybe compliment them, the more well-known you'll become and the more well-liked in the community you will be. So the next time you're scrolling through Instagram and you come across a piece of content you like anyway, why not take a few additional seconds in addition to the second you're gonna take to double tap it anyway to comment something unique to that piece of content. It only takes a few more seconds out of your day, but the potential is there and I highly recommend it. So how do you get people to interact and engage with your own posts? I got you. One thing I always try to do with my work on Instagram is make content and post content that is relatable. Or if the content's not really relatable, at least content that elicits some kind of reaction or some kind of emotion in the viewer. I do this in several different ways. I utilize context, content, composition, color, lighting. There's a whole bunch of different ways I do this. If you guys want to learn more about my photography editing, my entire process for editing photos for Instagram, you guys could check out my photography tutorials video playlist on this channel. That'll bring you to a playlist of several different videos that walk you through my entire photography editing process. Maybe you'll learn a thing or two. Check it out if you're interested. But by creating work that's either relatable or work that elicits some kind of response in the viewer, it prompts them to want to comment. By nature, we are social creatures. We want to socialize. We have a head, we have a noggin, we have a brain. That brain drives us to want to interact with one another. Now, I understand sometimes content isn't super comment worthy. Sometimes you see a piece of content on Instagram you like, but you really don't have anything you want to say. For example, I post sunset photos a lot, and even though they look great in every photo I'm proud of, there's only so much you can comment on in regard to a sunset, right? After you see a sunset, it's kind of like, okay, I like this photo, but what am I gonna do? Say beautiful every time I see a sunset on this guy's page? Probably not. It'd be cool if you did that, and some of you do, but for the most part, you're only gonna comment when you actually feel a need to say something important. So for that kind of content, when I post that kind of content on my Instagram feed, where it's content where I don't think people are gonna be so apt to comment something right away, I'll actually start the conversation, and one of the best ways to actually do this is simply by asking a question. For example, if I posted the 4th sunset shot of the month and I don't really know what people are gonna comment on, maybe I'll leave something in the caption of that photo saying something like, "Where's your favorite spot to view a sunset?" I start the conversation, people will reply, and that in turn gets me more interaction and engagement on that photo if they're not gonna interact and engage with it already. By taking little steps like this to interact and engage with others' content and getting people to interact and engage with your own content, you'll instantly see the Instagram algorithm working more in your favor, which in turn will ultimately get you more likes, comments, and followers, helping you to further your Instagram brand, helping you to meet your life and business goals. So be social. Ready? Say it with me. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna treat you like a 3rd grader, but yes, be social. If you guys wanna see my Instagram feed for an example, you guys could head to instagram.com/bmacdelic or just @bmacdelic on the gram. Maybe like a few of my photos, comment something nice, maybe shoot me a follow if you like what you see, and eventually if I see your name pop up enough and you're one of the top comments on one of my posts, I'll probably check out your profile, and from time to time I'll follow one of you guys back. And while you're at it, don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on the Instagram algorithm and how interacting and engaging with others' content and getting others to interact and engage with your own content has helped you. Blow up that comment section below, and in the meantime, I'm gonna go finish editing this photo. Sometimes my photos could take like 2 hours to edit. Seriously, 2 hours. Editing a photo for 2 hours is either deeply concerning or super impressive. Maybe both, but more the reason why I love getting comments on them, and I will see you guys in my next video. Currently, I'm 124 minutes into this edit, going for a record, apparently, and I'm gonna need more coffee.